Chapter 6. Testing Grounds. As Alex stirred from his deep slumber, he reached over to check his phone, his eyes widening in surprise at the time displayed. 1 p.m. on a Saturday. "Wow, I did sleep well last night," he muttered to himself, stretching his limbs and feeling a sense of refreshment wash over him. After quickly fixing his bed with a newfound sense of energy, Alex's gaze fell upon a notebook and pen lying on his desk. With determination burning in his chest, he grabbed them and settled into his chair, ready to put his plan into action. But as he began to brainstorm ideas for testing his teleportation abilities, his thoughts were interrupted by the sight of a note pinned to the fridge. "Alex, the food is in the fridge. You can just microwave it. Take care. Love you." His mother's thoughtful message brought a smile to his face, a warm feeling of gratitude flooding his heart. Grabbing a plate from the cupboard, Alex opened the fridge and retrieved the leftovers his mother had prepared for him. As he popped them into the microwave and set the timer, he couldn't help but feel a sense of determination wash over him. Today was the day he would put his powers to the test, to discover the true extent of his abilities and unlock the secrets that lay hidden within him. With his breakfast warming in the microwave, Alex returned to his desk and flipped open the notebook, his pen poised and ready to capture his ideas. He began to sketch out a series of experiments, each one designed to push the limits of his teleportation powers and uncover their true potential. As he jotted down his plans, Alex's mind raced with excitement, envisioning the possibilities that lay ahead. From simple tests of teleporting small objects across the room to more daring feats of teleporting himself to different locations, he was determined to leave no stone unturned in his quest for mastery over his abilities. With his breakfast now ready, Alex quickly devoured his meal, the taste of victory spurring him on as he continued to refine his plans. As he polished off the last bite, he glanced at the clock and realized that the day was still young, filled with endless possibilities and untapped potential. With a sense of purpose burning in his heart, Alex gathered his supplies and set out to begin his experiments. Armed with nothing but his wits and his determination, he knew that today would mark the beginning of a new chapter in his journey, one filled with discovery, adventure, and the thrilling pursuit of the unknown. And as he stepped boldly into the unknown, Alex was ready to embrace whatever challenges lay ahead, confident that he had the power within him to conquer them all. As the clock struck 6 p.m., Alex found himself surrounded by the remnants of his failed experiments. Papers were strewn across his desk, each one filled with hastily scribbled notes and diagrams. Despite his best efforts, every attempt to control his teleportation powers had ended in disappointment. Frustration gnawed at him as he reread his latest attempt. "Concentrate on a place you want to go," he muttered to himself, his voice tinged with frustration. Easy enough. Taking a deep breath, Alex closed his eyes and focused his thoughts on his room. He pictured the familiar surroundings, the soft glow of his bedside lamp, the comforting weight of his blankets, the faint hum of his computer in the background. With each inhale, he visualized himself standing in the center of his room, bathed in the warm light of familiarity. Suddenly, he felt a strange sensation wash over him, as if the world around him was warping and distorting. Panic surged through him as reality seemed to shift and twist, the familiar sights and sounds of his room replaced by a dizzying blur of colors and shapes. And then, just as suddenly as it had begun, the sensation passed, leaving Alex standing in the center of his room, his heart pounding in his chest. Relief flooded through him as he realized that he had succeeded in teleporting, if only for a moment. But his triumph was short-lived as a wave of dizziness washed over him, accompanied by a sharp ringing in his ears. Clutching his head, Alex stumbled backward, the room spinning around him in a disorienting whirl. Fear clawed at him as he struggled to maintain his balance, the world tilting precariously on its axis. This isn't right, he thought, his mind racing with a jumble of panicked thoughts. This must be a side effect of teleporting. With each passing moment, the dizziness grew more intense, threatening to overwhelm him completely. Desperately, Alex tried to steady himself, but it was no use. The room swirled and spun around him, a chaotic vortex of sensation that seemed to swallow him whole. And then, without warning, the world went black as Alex's consciousness slipped away, consumed by the darkness of unconsciousness. As he drifted into the void, the last thing he heard was the echo of his own panicked breath, a haunting reminder of the dangers that lurked within the depths of his newfound powers.